I'd always been a planner, the guy who maps out projects months in advance. When my brother Michael told me he was coming home from his military deployment overseas, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with the charming but rundown guest house in the corner of my backyard. It was a 400-square-foot gem that came with my home in Atlanta's Oak Ridge neighborhood, purchased 3 years ago. The structure had potential but needed love, peeling beige paint, cluttered storage vibes from the previous owners. I saved up cash and vacation days for this. 2 weeks off work, a tight budget, and a vision to create a vibrant space for Michael's return to civilian life. After video chats with Michael, we picked a bold color scheme. My main house was a muted gray, but Michael loved vivid hues. We settled on a striking Pacific blue for the guest house, with crisp white trim to make it pop. It complemented the main house but screamed personality, perfect for Michael. Week 1 of my vacation was a blur of drywall fixes, plumbing tweaks, and new light fixtures. By Monday of week 2, I was ready to paint. The forecast promised 5 perfect days, warm, low humidity, ideal for the job. I woke early, sipped coffee on my deck, and got to work by 8 a.m., ladder up, drop cloths down, primer on, earbuds blasting hip-hop and jazz. Around 11 a.m., I felt eyes boring into me. I turned to see a woman at the edge of my yard, arms crossed, face twisted in disdain. She was in her 60s, blonde hair and a sharp manager haircut, wearing a dated pink tracksuit. Her stare screamed suspicion, like I was a trespasser. I pulled out an earbud and offered a friendly "Morning! Can I help you?" Her response was ice cold. "What do you think you're doing?" I gestured to the paintbrush and can. "Painting my guest house. My brother's staying here soon." She stepped closer, venom in her voice. "That color's not HOA approved, and you can't have a second dwelling here." I took a breath. "Ma'am, I checked the HOA rules. No color restrictions on guest houses, only main residences. This was here when I bought the place, grandfathered in." She sized me up, eyes lingering on my paint-splattered jeans and tank top, as if my build was a threat. "You're new here," she snapped. "I've lived here 20 years. I know the rules." 3 years in, and I'm still new? I sensed what this was about, and it wasn't my residency. "I'm James Carter," I said calmly, wiping my hands. "Bought this house in 2022. I've attended every HOA meeting since." Her eyes narrowed. "I'm Linda Thompson, HOA board. I don't recall approving this." I kept my cool, though it was tough. "No approval needed for repainting an existing structure. Section 8, Paragraph 3 HOA bylaws." Her jaw dropped. She didn't expect me to know the rules. I'd learned as one of the few black homeowners here to arm myself with facts. "We'll see about that," she huffed, pulling out her phone. "I'm calling Richard from the board." I shrugged, grabbed my water bottle, and resumed painting, keeping my earbud volume low to eavesdrop. Linda's voice was loud, frantic. "Richard, it's Linda. The TA guy is painting a shed bright blue on Oak Ridge. Circus blue. He claims he's lived here since 2022. I shook my head, focusing on the Pacific blue, which looked stunning against my yard's greenery, a perfect welcome for Michael after 3 tours abroad. Linda stormed back. "Richard says this is a violation. You can't have a secondary dwelling without permits." I set my brush down. "This isn't a dwelling unit by city code, under 500 square feet, no kitchen, just a bathroom and living space. Fully permitted." Her face reddened. "It's an eyesore." "You're ruining property values." I stayed firm. "Miss Thompson, you're trespassing now. I've explained everything. Take it to the HOA meeting in 2 weeks." "Don't you dare talk about trespassing," she hissed. "People like you move in and think you can do whatever?" The words hit like a slap, her meaning clear. Anger surged, but I swallowed it. I'd faced this script before and knew emotional reactions could backfire. "Leave my property," I said evenly. Instead, she raised her phone again, not to Richard, but to 911. Yes, I'm reporting suspicious activity at 1437 Oak Ridge. A man's building an illegal structure and refusing to cooperate. My heart pounded. She was weaponizing the police against me, on my land. Ma'am, I called loud enough for the dispatcher. You're making a false report. This is my home. Linda turned away, voice rising. He's getting aggressive. I don't feel safe. As a black man, I knew how fast this could spiral. I set my brush down, stepped back, and started recording. I'm filming this. You're falsely reporting me for working on my property. Linda kept talking. He's 6 feet, muscular, tank top, jeans. Yes, he's black. I've never seen him here before. I called out. I'm James Carter, homeowner for 3 years. Verify with the HOA. She stood at my yard's edge, arms crossed, waiting for the police. I texted my neighbor, David Lee, a friend and ER doctor. Linda broke the silence. That structure wasn't used when the previous owners lived here. Converting it needs permits. I sighed. It's always been a guest house. I'm restoring it for my brother, a master sergeant returning from deployment. That threw her, but before she could respond, David appeared in scrubs. Yo, James, that blue's fire. He called, then turned to Linda. Hi, I'm David Lee, next door. You are? Linda faltered. Linda Thompson, Maple Court. I'm concerned about permits. David nodded. James is by the book. We checked with the city inspector together. Linda doubled down. The color's unacceptable. David cut in. HOA rules only cover main houses. I'm the HOA secretary. I checked with James. Linda's face fell. Then sirens sounded. 2 officers, 1 black woman, 1 white man, approached. I kept my hands visible. Good afternoon, officers. I'm James Carter, homeowner. I'm Officer Harris, the woman said. Officer Reed. We got a dispute call. Linda rushed forward. He's building an illegal structure and painting it an unapproved color. I explained. I've lived here 3 years. This guest house came with the property. I'm fixing it for my brother, a veteran. All legal. Officer Reed checked my ID, matching the address. Permits? He asked. It's pre-existing, under 500 square feet, permitted in 2008. I said. David backed me up. I've lived here 5 years. It's always been here. Linda insisted. He's expanding it. And that blue's hideous. Officer Harris raised an eyebrow. Did you see construction? Linda hesitated. Not exactly, but it looks bigger. I frowned. I'm only painting. Then Linda's story took a wild turn. That guest house isn't his. It's my cousin Margaret from Maple Court. He stole it. The officers exchanged looks. David muttered. She's saying you stole a whole building? I nodded, stunned. Officer Reed jotted notes. Your cousin's address? Linda gave it confidently. Margaret Brown, 324 Maple Court. Her guest house vanished 3 years ago. I couldn't stay silent. Conveniently, when I moved in, Linda pointed. Exactly. I offered. Officers, I have the 2008 permits and property survey inside. Officer Reed nodded. Let's see them. Linda shouted. He could have faked those. I grabbed the files, showing permits, surveys, and listing photos. David added. This guest house was here before James. Officer Harris questioned Linda. When did your cousin's guest house disappear? Linda vague. Sometime in 2022. Officer Reed pressed. You're saying someone moved a 400 square foot building across the neighborhood unnoticed? Linda faltered. I saw my chance. Mess. Thompson, is your cousin's guest house missing, or are you just uncomfortable with me here? Silence hung heavy. Officer Harris spoke softly. Mess. Thompson, false reports are serious. Want to revise your statement? Linda's shoulders slumped. I might have been mistaken. Margaret had issues with her guest house, but I'm not sure it was stolen. I finished. You assumed I was breaking rules because I'm black. She didn't answer. The officers warned Linda about false reports and escorted her off. David helped me paint, the Pacific blue gleaming. She tried to say you stole a building. He laughed. I shook my head. Next level nonsense. 3 days later, the guest house was done, new floors, fresh fixtures, Michael's military awards on the walls. The night before Michael arrived, a town car pulled up. A polished woman in her 60s stepped out. James Carter? I'm Councilwoman Margaret Brown. My jaw dropped. Linda's cousin? She sighed. Yes. May I come in? Over coffee, she apologized. I've never had a guest house. Linda made it up when cornered. She's battling early dementia and old biases. It's no excuse, but she's getting help. She handed me her card. Call if you need me. The next morning, Michael arrived, eyes staring at the guest house. You didn't have to do this, he said. I hugged him. Wanted to. Neighbors welcomed Michael with banners and brownies. Linda watched from afar, gave a small nod, and left. Was it shame or growth? I don't know. The blue guest house stands proud, a symbol of resilience. Michael stayed 6 months, then got his place. The guest house now hosts family and friends, its color sparking joy, not drama. What do you think? Was Linda's reaction pure prejudice, or did her mental state play a role? How would you handle a neighbor like this? Drop your thoughts below and let's debate.